to the Vooz, your wild and crazy uncut news station. Alright. We have Long Islanders rally against hate in the wake of the Charlottesville violence. Or the violence in Charlottesville, Virginia. There was an insane rally yesterday. Well, it was a protest. Well, what happened was they're what do you call it? They're trying to take out the statue of Robert E. Lee or whatever. And there's people are protesting against that. So they did a demonstration. I guess they did everything they paid. They had a demonstration against removing the statue of Robert E. Lee. I guess he's a statue of, because he was a general of the South from the Civil War. So then what happened was they rallied against removing the statue. Which I guess, it's a statue, I mean, if you could, it's a free country, you could, I guess they don't, but like what ended up happening was white supremacists came out, Nazis came out, and all kinds of people came out. Like, it wasn't just people that were just liking history and, it's history, it's a statue, it's a piece of stone, it's not doing anything. There's a bunch of actual racists. Like, at first I saw it, I was like, oh, it's just people like complaining, sticking up for their little statue. But then I've seen like freaking signs with like, with SWAT stickers and American flags. It's like, come on, like, like, didn't we have that war already? We fought that war, so it won't become SWAT stickers. Like, come on. And then now, people are counter-protesting, and beef is cooking. Because these aren't your normal, like, regular Trump supporters, your regular, Republicans, your, everyday working citizens that, that are nice. And, these people are supremacists. They're in hate groups. So now we have one side is the liberal group, like progressives, like Antifa, and all that. And then we have another side, which are racist, actual hate groups like KKK, white nationalists, Nazis, whatever, neo-Nazis. So what happened was they clashed, and they're both assholes, both of these groups. So, obviously when two groups like that clash, there's gonna be beef. There was ruckus breaking out everywhere. There was a lot of action down there. This is probably the most action Virginia has ever seen in its life. So I mean, if I was you guys, if I lived in Virginia, buy a 12-pack and have a good old time, because this is the most fun you're ever gonna get, that you're gonna see. Now, there was violence. People did some stupid things. There's one stupid guy who ran over a bunch of people and he killed someone. That's the stupidest thing you could possibly do. I mean, it's a big rally. It's a pro. Like, if you're gonna go to something like this, like, have a good ass time, talk a bunch of shit, maybe moon people, blow them kisses, taunt them, and that's it. You don't need to go like hurting anybody on both sides. I'm talking. People tried to stab people. It's like, come on, bro. Like, You got to be kidding me. If you're in this and up in this, if you're down in Virginia, bro, oh man, this is some lit shit going down. But the violence was not is condemned. I condemn the violence. Trump condemns the violence. Melania condemns the violence. A lot of conservatives are condemning the violence. Obviously, the liberals are condemning the violence. People take things too far. You're having a lit rally. Just, when you go to these things, don't do anything stupid or dumb that's gonna get you locked up. You go and you have a good time, because that's what it is. You have a good time. You go to a rally. I went to a rally in Patchogue. What I did was have a good time. I messed with my friends that had a different view than me. I was like, oh, yeah, baby. I rap battled them. I hung out. Then afterwards, we all went and we had drinks and we had a lit time. That was the most lit day ever. It was when Trump came to Patchogue. And he spoke at the Emporium. Yeah, so anyways, let's get into this. Crowds were gathering in Huntington Station today to rally against the hate in the wake of the violence surrounding a white nationalist event Saturday in Charlottesville, Virginia. More than 100 people took the streets of Huntington today to spread a message that the hate and violence was on display in Charlottesville would not be tolerated on Long Island. Alright. Kind of pointless because, yeah, have a good time. Like, if you go to this, have a good time. Kind of pointless because, this is Long Island and that's Virginia. It's not going to do anything really. It's kind of, go have fun. That's it. Yeah, the protests were organized by progressive groups and political activists. Well, the chaos in Charlottesville happened many miles away. Some attendees pointed on that there have been issues involved in hate here on Long Island recently. Yeah, they're talking about, like, last month, like, a Muslim woman in Malvern found a hateful message in her mailbox that invoked the KKK and included a death threat. I did a video on that, actually. I personally don't believe it was a real KKK member or anything. I think it was either a progressive, like, trying to invoke stuff, or it was just like some asshole kid that wanted to, get a good laugh or be a douchebag, or maybe they didn't like the person. Maybe they didn't like her religion, so they just did something dickheadish just to be a dickhead. But I don't think that wasn't anything. It was dickheadish, yeah. Well, I condemn that shit, but like I don't think it was anything big or anything that she should be alarmed about, because it was just people being douchebags, and that's pretty much it. Pro-KKK flyers have also turned up in multiple Long Island communities over the past several years. Like they had something in the Hamptons where like they like join KKK and stuff. I don't think that was a real like, thing. I think it was just people fucking around, messing around. But I don't think they would do that. If they're gonna actually get people to join, they're not gonna go to their mailbox. They're gonna like come up to them and try to talk to them personally. This is sort of like joining a set. If you're joining the K, it's sort of like joining like a set, like Bloods, Crips, Kings, 13s, Black Disciples, Gangster Disciples, 600, 300, 051, stuff like that. You're not going to just join it. Usually it's block, in the city, maybe like Chicago, usually in D.C., like it's usually run by blocks. Like if you're on a block, like if you're on the 300 block, I guess, 64 normal, you're 300, and then like you're like in a set, that's your block. and then you're in, like, I guess whatever your gang is, like either Black Disciple or Gangsta Disciple Mickey Cobra, or whatever how it is. So that's pretty much how it's run. But it's pretty much the same thing, with like the K. You're not just gonna like go hand out flyers, because then what happens if a person like me like gets it, a Hispanic person? I'm like, hey, this is the Johnny KKK, and I'm just like, oh, and then I was like, oh, and I just fill it out, like, or you know how I am, how dumb I am, and how I like to do dumb videos, and I like to vlog. Like, what if, like, if I got that message and I did something dumb? Like, I was like, hey, man, I want to join this flyer? And I filled it out and sent it in. And then, you know how much time that'll waste for them? And they'll be aired out because I'll be doing dumb videos on it. And, so I don't think that was really from the KKK. I think it was people just being idiots and, looking for a good laugh, or just being assholes and douchebags. Who really knows? Yeah, so several elected officials and candidates for local office took part in Sunday's rally, including, today's rally, including Suffolk County Executive Steve Bellone. He was there, so he was there, like, rallying and going, duh, stop the hate. There is no hub for hate. Yeah, let's erase the hate. Like, he was doing all that stuff. Members of Long Island's congressional delegation also denounced the violence in Charlottesville and actions of the far-right groups involved. Yeah, I believe I denounced those actions too. Yeah, both sides were just really stupid, invoking violence. I mean, yeah, I understand it was the rally of these whatever triple K bangers or whatever, Nazi whatever, and it was there, and then people came and protested, and they, like, even though they push back, you don't need to go too far, so if one person goes far and then another person goes far, and that's where it goes overboard, when you're in big groups like this, you don't want to go overboard, you want to keep it, like, civil and sane, you don't want anything to escalate and someone gets hurt or someone loses their life, because, we're all humans, I'm sure everyone, like, you might have different views, but in the end, if someone loses their life just because they have a different view, I'm sure you're going to be pretty sad too and upset, and these people aren't just people, these people have jobs, and they do, they could be your doctor, they could be your lawyer, they could be your massage therapist, they could be, like, your energist, they could be, your chiropractor, your pain management doctor. So, for both sides, they need to, use their heads and, be careful and not, do violent stuff to each other, because it's just, not. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do stuff, at least keep it cute and funny. Maybe like a water balloon, something harmless. Maybe like some horse manure or some shit. Nah, something like, you know what I'm saying? A fart bomb. You don't need to get violent. Use knives. You don't need a knife. You don't need a gun. You don't need a bat. You don't need to bash anyone's head in. It's insane. Both of these groups are assholes, but I guess they had a lit time. It was lit out in Virginia. Shit was nuts. It was wild. I mean, I'm sure if you went there and you live in Virginia and you just went there with like a GoPro and a couple beers, you'd be having a really good time. Yeah, so that's what we think about it. So I think about it. I condemn all the violence. Vooz condemns the violence. Yeah, I'll keep updated on this. So please, slap a like, subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell, and you will get all these views live and uncut. Voo's News signing out. This is a long video, damn.